Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Just a Normie channel. If you're new, please like, subscribe, and share my content as it helps the channel greatly. Today, we're going to be talking about Christopher Nolan eyeing directing a Marvel film? Should he? Will he? First off, I am mixed on Nolan. I know he's a great director, but this fawning over a director for what he has done is great and all, but as we have recently seen with the Snyder situation, it's a mixed bag. Enough of this. I think that we really need to stop this hero worship. You know, one thing I will say is that Nolan takes advantage of different genres, unlike a lot of directors. That is what I think takes a lot. Instead of being, pigeonholed into something, you know what I'm saying? Because Christopher Nolan is known for Dark Knight and his trilogy and all that, as you know. But he has really, gone out and beyond. And I have a high respect for a director that is willing to play outside of his normal sandbox. You know what I'm saying? And I say that because, like, he's going from, he could potentially be making another, superhero genre movie, just playing in the MCU sandbox. And I think Feige deeply respects Nolan, and I think that that could be a potential interesting mix. You know what I'm saying? But I think that this piece that I'm talking about, it's just my own opinion and stuff like that. I'm not a huge fan of Nolan. I tend to think that he's very overrated. And I say that in terms of this hero worship by fans and stuff. It's good to have directors that you like and all that stuff. I'm not dismissing that stuff. I just um, I just see things in a different light. And I think that a lot of people, they get so worked up over like people like Nolan and stuff like that, but they've been there's certain directors out there that have been pigeonholed. And what I mean by that is that if you look at their work in the last, I don't know, 10, maybe 15 years, they've worked on nothing but superhero, you know, uh, comic book characters in some fashion or another. You know what I'm saying? So, and Nolan has indeed played outside of that sandbox that really has made him, I think, a real household name when it comes to his background in directing, even the Batman. Now, if he comes into the MCU, depending on what he might be doing, um, and also too, with that said, um, I'm wondering what could he be doing, and what part will he play in the MCU? I have an idea. We know that Disney Marvel now owns and controls the X-Men franchise. I think that could potentially be something good for the fan base because of what he did for the Batman franchise. In all, if you agree or disagree, and in my position about Nolan, I tend to think that the Batman franchise and the way he revived it, I think it was ingenious. I have a personal situation when it comes to Christian Bale. I don't really care for him as an actor and stuff. But what Nolan did in regards to Batman and basically reviving the trilogy and stuff, I think he did very well. And I think that he would be extremely well suited to taking on the X-Men franchise and running with it. So, and, you know, him being playing outside of the sandbox, and what I mean by that is that he's made other movies, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just thinking that, if you give him the ability to take on a franchise that hasn't been touched, has been kind of, in a lot of ways, not well received in a lot of circles in the fan bases. So, and that's unfortunate because I kind of got mixed bags with regards to all the different X-Men movies that we've seen in the last 10, maybe 15 years. There's a lot of good, there's a lot of bad, there's a lot of like just just don't care for it, you know what I'm saying? But I think we could potentially see a good start to a new chapter in the X-Men franchise. What do you think? You know? What about other franchises like maybe the Inhumans, for example? I'd rather see him tackle X-Men. I think he would make a great I think he could and potentially make a great franchise. Um, I don't know, if the X-Men are going to be brought into regular mainstream MCU and stuff like that, or if it's going to be like a standalone with a lot of tidbits and stuff like that, and all that, like we kind of saw with WandaVision, um, and all that. But this could potentially, upset, Warner Brothers maybe. But Nolan's not under any obligation to Warner Brothers for anything DC, I would imagine. Um, Also, too, does Nolan care about the relationship since they're going in their own direction with J.J. Abrams, the destroyer of franchises that I could care less about? Also, too, while I am no fan of the Dark Knight trilogy, from all indications, he brought new life into the Batman franchise, in my opinion. Why I don't care for it is that I can't stand Christian Bale, an overrated actor, but I was also in a different place in my life, and I might revisit and seeing it at some point with what he has done. Nolan, I mean, he has a great track record that he has recently directed a World War II film, Dunkirk, for example, and recently they released Tenet. And there was a lot of mixed messages with Tenet because we're still in the lockdown mode too as well. But there was a lot of confusion with regards to the Tenet movie. And then further back, Interstellar. And, these films that he did are kind of very grounded. They're outside of the box and stuff, especially Dunkirk and World War II story. And, I think directors need to take more risks like Nolan has, and he's done that. And he's made millions, if not billions of dollars in the franchises that he has done, and all that. I know some of it's not groundbreaking and all that, but how many directors do you see go outside of their comfort zone? You know what I'm saying? I think that says a lot about any director and stuff, because I think that many within Hollywood, as being directors, should do more to work outside of what directors want. You know what I'm saying? Or their genres. I think it would make better if they have the chance to circle back to a genre they like, giving the audiences is better than their past stuff, I think it also gives the director a different perspective on things that are far more simple and stuff, and then adapting that to maybe something that's far more complex. Like I work in the IT area, and sometimes I have to fit a circle into a square, and I have to figure that out and stuff. And I think that the same situation could happen with regards to like Nolan and other directors and stuff that take on more simplistic things, even like a old Western or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And stuff. I think you know, there's nothing wrong with stepping outside of your comfort zone. I think it grows you as a person, and I think what Nolan does is fantastic, to be honest. And that's why I'm kind of mixed on Nolan and stuff like that. But if if they have the chance to kind of like circle back and stuff like that, like I was saying, um, I think that really, really gives the director a better perspective on a lot of things that are really missing in Hollywood today. Um, it's I think that in many ways they can better themselves, you know, play in a sandbox that they can bring life to, a universe from a perspective of different projects and putting those elements in and stuff too. And the reason I say that is in part that I think if a director stays in their comfort zone, it makes them stale in a lot of ways. And I think that we're seeing that a lot in Hollywood. And at this point, it is pure speculation on my part. Rumor that is going about. I think if it is true and it all comes to pass, it would be interesting as the MCU is going to need help and vision to find that new cinematic universe. What better way than with Nolan, you know? Um, and I'm not sure that, I don't know if it's truth or it's just rumor or something, but it could be a potential. You know what I'm saying? Because in all honesty, Infinity War was the end of the MCU, even for me, even for a normie. I have no interest in the internals. I do have an interest in the X-Men or X-Force and Deadpool and stuff, and while I like the MCU, I want to see the mutant stuff. I loved X-Men. I grew up on X-Men and stuff. So, but I'm gonna wrap it up here. If you like my content, please like, subscribe, and share. You take care, everybody. Bye.